Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at IELTS Writing Task 1, line graphs, how to understand them and write a clear, high-scoring report. If you find this helpful, remember to like, subscribe and leave your questions in the comments. What is a line graph? A line graph shows how data changes over time. In the IELTS test, you might see one graph or several lines on the same chart. Your job is to describe the main trends, compare the figures, and highlight significant changes, not to explain why they happened. Do not include your opinion. Save that for task 2. A good report has 4 parts. Introduction. Paraphrase the question. Explain what the line graph illustrates. What does the data represent? And what is the timeline, for example, from 1990 to 2010. Overview. Summarize the main trends. No details at this point, but it shows that you have a clear understanding of what the whole line graph represents. In body paragraph 1, describe the first set of data or main features. Compare similarities and differences. Body paragraph 2, cover the remaining details and comparisons. Some people say that you don't need a summary, but you can usually identify an overall downward or upward trend in the data, perhaps with a minor exception. So you can write this in the last paragraph to summarize the data clearly shows. Language for trends. It's crucial to use the correct language to describe the trends. You can hear all of this vocabulary on my Instagram. It's a listen and repeat exercise to make sure it stays in your memory. The link's in the comments. First, identify what tense you need to write in. You'll use the past and past perfect if the date range is in the past, while if the date is in the past and up to now, current, or the present, use the present perfect. Occasionally, data is predicted in the future, in which case use future tenses. It is going to, it is expected to, and it is predicted to. Use clear verbs and nouns like increase, rise, grow, climb, fall, decline, drop, fluctuate, remain stable. This table shows trends for going up. The number of students rose dramatically. A surge is like an electric shock, and a rocket is also massive. So you can see you have a variety of verbs and nouns that you can choose from. So make sure that you collocate the words correctly. So data won't rocket, for example, by 10%. That's only an increase or a growth. It's important to vary your use of verbs and nouns like this. There was an increase in the number of cyclists between 2000 and 2005. See, here we've used an noun, and down here, the number of cyclists increased by 50%. Now we've used the verb. Showing this exemplifies your variety. Language for trends going down. These include decrease, went down. A dip is a small decrease that goes back up again, like dipping a tortilla chip into guacamole. You dip down and you come back up again. A fall is quite significant, and a plummet is like plummeting down a cliff on a bungee rope that may or may not come back up again. If there is relatively little movement, you should report this too. Stayed the same, remained stable, remained steady, stabilized, remained unchanged. For leveled off, the line needs to go fairly straight. This is also a plateau, like the plateau or tabletop of a mountain. This line, in red, goes up and down a lot. There's usually a line like this so that you can utilize the word fluctuated. There were minor fluctuations between 2001 and 2005 before it stabilized. You can mention minor or major fluctuations. Your verbs and nouns need adverbs or adjectives to show degree. You must remember to do this. It is not enough to just write a noun or a verb. You must tell us by how much these things are happening. Sharply, steadily, dramatically, slightly. For example, the figure for students learning Japanese rose steadily from 1990 to 2000. Remember, don't give reasons or personal opinions. Slower changes can be described like this: steadily, gradually, slightly, relatively, or a minor change. So here is our step-by-step approach. First, read the title and axes carefully. Check the units. What do they represent? Don't talk about just the numbers. Tell us what the numbers are and look at the time period. Second, note the highest, lowest, and any crossing points so you identify similarities. Third, group the data logically, such as years with similar trends or lines that move together. And finally, write your overview before the details so the examiner sees you understand the big picture. Here's a quick example. Overall, the island experienced an upward trend in the total number of visitors, with those on cruise ships surpassing the visitor count on the island by the end of the period. That's a clear overview, no numbers yet, just the main story, but it shows that you understand what the whole line graph is showing. Common mistakes. Don't copy the task statement word for word. Don't list every number. Don't predict the future unless the chart includes it. Don't write about everything. Just focus on accuracy, variety in grammar, and clear comparisons. That's it. Key points to remember: paraphrase, describe, compare, summarize. With practice, line graphs become straightforward. For more IELTS tips, hit subscribe and check my playlist on Task 1 Writing. See you in the next lesson.